here is today's collection. I know you can't see a whole lot right here, but it's just like one that you saw from me last week, which is mostly, or I don't know what the percentage is, but there are some upcycles, some rehabs and repairs, and some things that are perfectly fine the way I got them, the way they originally came. So I'm going to just go all in, and I will again give prices and numbers for each item as we go, and I'll probably stop somewhere around 30, I guess, 30-ish items. I'm trying to keep the video around an hour or so. So anything that you see that you're interested in here, just contact me, skeeterjonesthings@gmail.com, and we will work it out there. So here we go. This is a little pin, and actually this just brings to mind a little side note. If you're wondering when to use the word pin and when to use the word brooch, somebody told me P for pin and P for petite, B for brooch, and B for big. But also I've heard somebody tell me that a pin has the pin sticking straight out of the back, but it has a separate little cap that goes on it like an earring, has a back on it. So that's just a little bit of trivia, and I don't know if you can put any stock in it or not, but there it is. You can do with it what you like. So this is a little, I'm going to call it a brooch, and it is about 1 3/4 inch long. It has this beautiful little filigree work and these little stones. I'm not sure what those are. They are not cold, so I think they're just little acrylic stones. And this very pretty filigree work on this bar style brooch with these little leaf shaped danglies, but inside the little leaf shapes are little, I'm not sure if it'll focus if I bring it up that close, but little tiny flowers. There's 2 little flowers inside each one of those. And the pin is nice and straight. The closure is in perfect working condition right there. And that is our number 1. And that one is just going to be $2. So I jumped in rather quick without much chit-chat, so I don't know what I can chit-chat about this time. I'll go ahead and tell you that later this week I'll have, well, not later this week, but I'll be filming later this week to be next week's video, either a jewelry jar or another box from my friend Jeanette. So here we go. This came from, oh my goodness, I think it came from one of the lots that I got from someone. And this is a copper bracelet. I think it's artisan made just from the look of it. This little ring on the top is about 1 inch across. You would have seen this when I unboxed it. I just can't remember what unboxing it came from because I needed to clean it up. So I didn't offer it up at that unboxing. But here it is. It's I was about to say clamper. This is not a clamper. Cuff. That's the right word. And it's just nice. Actually, I think this came in the special assignment lot from Pat, I believe is where this one came from. But I shined it up a little bit. I didn't polish it completely because a lot of people like that age patina that gets on their metals. So I cleaned it up, but left as much of the patina on there as I could. But there, that one is. Nice little copper cuff bracelet. It fits me perfectly. I think I'm around a size, I don't know, 6-ish, 6.5 or something. Yeah, so this is about a 6.5, I would say. And there it is, and that's going to be number 2. And we'll also say $2 on that copper cuff. It's sort of industrial looking. And, or it can actually, depending on how you style it, it can be boho looking as well. No upcycles yet, but there are some in here. Oh, there's upcycles and there's just plain old homemade things. This actually I thrifted, and these are porcelain beads. I found it in my research. They're just large porcelain beads, and I think they are hand painted. And these are just little brass fittings that look to me, honestly, like they're parts of bullets. I don't know if that's what they are, but they just remind me of that, I guess. There was a good amount of verdigris, and I cleaned it as much as I could without damaging this very thick, substantial leather cord that it's on, and these little brass coils that are on there. This is the closure right here. And this looked like a one-of-a-kind, just little artisan piece. But when I Google lens this, these are a thing. And there are a lot of these on available on the internet at various platforms for, I think, around $20 or $30, something like that. It's really pretty, and it does have an artisan look to it. And I cleaned it and polished it up the best I could. Like I said, I didn't want to damage the leather. Now this is a little dark place. It was dark like that when I got it. There was some verdigris that was touching the leather, but as best I can tell, this is just darkened leather here. I got all of the green off, and I think I got all the verdigris off. I pulled apart these little brass pieces as much as I could. But there it is. The drop on it is about 6.5 inches. Because this leather is so substantial, it doesn't really like bend a whole bunch. I'll give you an overall length. The overall length from one clasp to the other end of the clasp is about 15 inches. So this is a choker length. There we go. It's darkened a little bit, and actually I do see a little bit of greenish down inside that coil there. It was just impossible to get down in there to clean that. And of course I didn't want to drop this into the ultrasonic because I didn't know if it would damage the porcelain beads, and I'm almost certain it would have damaged the leather. So since these go for, actually let me look at that really quick. I'm going to Google lens it right here on the spot. I think it was $30 that these typically go for. There they are on Etsy. Well, so am I selling this different design for $57? But again, a listing price and a sold comp are two very different things. Let's see. It's not cloisonné. And then some of these are foreign websites. There was one that I found. On eBay, but I'm having trouble locating that one now. This is very similar. That's $89, but this is pewter and rose quartz and jade. Okay, I'm going to come off here for a minute and research this because I want to give you good information. Okay, I think these solds actually, maybe because of date, have already fallen off. But here's some listed for, well, I lost it. Like here's one very similar for $29.99. These are listing comps, not sold comps. Here's one very similar for $29. And I saw another one up here, $23.85. So those are, again, listing comps, which are not the same thing as sold comps. And this one does, like I said, you can see a little verdigris down inside these coils that I couldn't get to. So I'm going to actually do this one. I'll do this one for $8. It's really, really very pretty. And it is very clean. Any verdigris that's on it is down inside between these beads. This is going to be number 3. And it's $8. And the beads here are these shades of pink and blue and white with light green leaves on this white background, and then brass pieces in between, and this really heavy leather cord, and then brass. There were only 3 pieces in, and I didn't even gab very much at the beginning, and it's already 11 minutes long. So number 3 for $8. Okay, here is a repair job. This necklace came in one of those craft lots, and it had another one of these, and then a larger one of these. Like it had like this one, and then another one of these, and then a larger one in between those two. And then there were stones missing off of those other 2 pieces. So I took those out and then just reconnected the design here without those 2 pieces in there, and it just made the necklace without it. So I guess that would be called an upcycle because it's not the original design. It has this small paperclip style chain, and let's give a length on it. Even without those 2 pieces in the necklace, it's still nice, got a nice length on it. 7-inch drop and a 3-inch extender. So let's give you a close-up look. There's some detail on all of the little pieces. Little etched lines or carved lines or molded lines. And then these little purple acrylic stones in between. And leaves on each end. Very pretty. I don't know, it looks to me like it might be showing up kind of pinkish. That's actually a purple color. It's like a heathery, like a lavender color. Now this stone right here is sitting a little bit wonky. Oh, you can see even in its setting, it's a little bit, you know, lopsided. But it's still cute. You know, nobody's going to be looking up that close to tell you that your rhinestone is lopsided. And it's going to go for a very friendly price if you like it. I'm not going to charge a whole bunch for something with a crooked rhinestone in it. So number 4 here for $2. The bag is having trouble closing for me. So I'm really looking forward to, next week I'll have either, like I said, something from Gigi's Gems, or either a jewelry jar from that Facebook Marketplace seller that I found recently. Okay, this is also from one of the lots that someone sent me recently. I am adding a clasp to this. I just don't have one handy with me, but I will be adding it later today, a clasp this color. I just have to go get some because I don't have any this color right now. But if you want to purchase this, it will have a clasp on it that matches it by the time you ask for it. So this is wooden beads, and these lighter colored ones are, I I think it's bovine bone, possibly. I'm not sure what it is actually. It fluoresces, whatever it is. Let's see if it'll show up in the light. Now let's turn this light off. There. So those really fluoresce, whatever they are. So, wait, I turned off the wrong thing. There we go. And this wire looks brass, so I believe it is. And then these beads, I think, are wood. And they're just all faded out. This has a very nice tribal boho kind of look. Actually, you know what? That doesn't even need a clasp because it's large enough to just go over your head. So I am just going to close it up, and it'll just be one that goes over your head instead of having a clasp, which I prefer to do instead of buying a clasp anyway, just because the clasp wouldn't be the exact color. There we go, and it just continues the pattern. There we go. So that's where I just attached these together, and that's the pattern all the way around. Perfect. And here are the colors on it. Shades of brown, green, this sort of rusty reddish color. And then each one of these that are wood, if you look close, it looks like there's a little layer of brass or whatever this metal is in between. It just has this really neat boho sort of tribal look to it. And I'm glad I decided to just link those together rather than try to find a clasp that won't really match. So about 16 3/4 of an inch drop. Great for layering. Nice fall colors. And very pretty. And that one will do also for $2. Tons and tons of great prices today. I will have some purse charms. A lot of people asked the last week when I had all those purse charms. A lot of people were very interested in those. They're interested every time I bring them, but they tend to go kind of fast. And certain ones are very popular, and they have a waiting line about 3 deep. But I've never had anybody, or no, I've never had any sale to not complete on a purse charm. So this is something I made. I had all of these little charms. Trying to get it to where you'll be able to see it. There we go. Okay. Maybe I should have a neck over here to display this on. But there it is. I'll lay it out and let you see it closer in just a minute. But it's just these 3, why did I say 3? It's these 5 little hearts. I think this is howlite set in these little silver tone settings. And each one looks the same with the little flowers at the bottom. And then in between each one, I wired and attached these little crystals. If you saw the craft lot that I got from Carol a long time ago, there was a whole lot of crystals in that lot, and I'm still using those. This is some from that lot from Carol. Okay, and now this necklace is actually layered. It has 2 different types of chain. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you're going to be able to get some kind of idea of what this looks like. There it is. It's really, really pretty. And I will give you a little close-up. Well, since it's already laid out here, let me go ahead and give you the measurement, and then I'll hold it up so you can see everything up close to the camera. So the inside layer is about 7 inches. The longer layer is close to 8 inches. And then the extender is 3 inches. So here are the colors up close of the little hearts. The light green, the sort of orangey red. It's more of a red, but it has a little bit of an orange to it. And then this blue, yellow, and white. And all of the settings are the same with the little flowers at the bottom. And these little hand-wired tiny crystals in between. This one was a labor of love. A lot of these things actually are not as quick and simple as you might think. Some of them are, but a lot of them aren't. So this one, the heart necklace here, we're going to do, it's number 6. And this one is going to be $10 because it took some time. It took some time. Actually, I thought when I was done that I should have recorded that one and done a craft with me on it. I need to do that more often. Number 6 for $10. But I did it actually while I was sitting next to my husband on the sofa while he was watching football. I was watching football and making that at the same time on a Saturday afternoon. These came, I think, from the lot that Pat sent. And it might need a little extra cleaning. I think they do. So I will take care of that. They're going to get more cleaning. But it's this sort of faux arpels sort of look with a little four petal flower. And there's the back of the settings. They do not look very used at all, but they are used, I believe, because they clearly need some cleaning. So it's a hoop, a little huggy, a little bit bigger than a huggy, with the little flower dangling off the bottom. And the entire length from the top of the hoop to the bottom of the little flower is just over an inch. And let me get the ear out. Here it comes for anyone who needs fair warning. Well, I washed the little ear this morning, but apparently something's already gotten a mark on it. Okay, so here is what those will look like when you wear them. Those are really pretty. Just sort of delicate and understated, but very pretty. Those would be nice and professional if you work in an office. This is number 7, and we're going to do those for $4. Okay, this is, I had one of these last week also. Or no, I didn't. The chain's different. Okay. Last week I had that snail chain with those 2 hooks on each end of it. This one actually has a spring ring clasp, and it's just a rope style, silver tone rope chain that's in really nice condition. This actually might be stainless. Yeah, I don't think that's silver tone. I think this is stainless. I could be wrong, but that's my guess, and I'm sticking by it. So the drop on this, there's not an extender, and the drop on it is 18 inches. And here it is. It's in beautiful condition. I don't see any wear. And let's double check the spring ring. There it is right here. All the tone. There we go. All the tone is in great condition. And the clasp works great. Perfect. And since I'm always looking for chain, that will go into my supplies if it doesn't sell. This one's number 8. And we are going to do this one for $5. Silvertone rope chain. Okay, next. I got some hauls recently from different people, so I forget which ones came from whom. But these are from one of my recent lots. These are faceted black glass beads, and then little tiny red and black beads. These little hearts with these dots in the middle and around the bottom edge, and they are clip-ons. It's a matte silver tone, sort of a pewter looking. Let's get rid of the little dirty cushion right there. Oh, this needs to go back through the cleaner. I can take care of that. This will take another round through the ultrasonic and it'll take care of that. But there they are, very pretty, and here's what they look like on. I need to check closer before, when I take something out of the cleaner, before I put it in my bag of things to show in a video. But there's what that looks like on. Very pretty. Oh, I forgot to give fair warning about the ear. Sorry about that. Number 9. And this is just a little note to self that I need to clean that. I'll go through and mark the other things. The little star, so I'll remember to go back and clean those. Oops, I forgot to give a price. We'll do those. We'll do those for $3. This I showed, actually these two items I'm going to show back to back because I showed them recently. I don't remember what video I showed them in, so if you saw that video and the price was lower in that video, just tell me which video it is, and then I'll honor the lower price. But these are earrings that I had to repair because some of these beads had come loose and I had to replace those. These are just little button style clip earrings that are convertible. So you can wear them. Here comes the ear. You can wear these earrings like this. This little button style. This is silver tone. Or you can put these little clusters on there, which is just little beads that are hanging on this hoop. You put the clip through there and wear them like this. And those are cute. And I'm going to do these for $3. Number 10. And I'm going to do them right back to back with the necklace that I showed in that same video where I first showed these. I also showed them back to back with the same necklace. They didn't come together as a set, but they look like they could go together. So in case someone's interested in a set, these could definitely make a set. So this necklace was a repair and upcycle. I had to kind of redesign it a little bit, I think, and there were some pieces that were broken. One of these little domes was missing off of the setting, so I had to do a little bit of a redesign and put this together a different way than it originally was. But there it is, and let's put an earring next to it. or both of the earrings, just so you can see how they, now again, these did not come together. These were not made to go together, the best I can tell. The silver tone is not exactly the same. The earrings are a little bit brighter of a silver tone, but I don't really think that would be noticeable. I don't really think that would matter much. If you like both of those, they would make a nice little set. So the earrings, again, are number 10 for $3. The necklace here is number 11. Before we do a price, let me finish telling you about it. These little domes are about just over a ½ inch. Is there an extender? Yes, actually there is an extender. So let's clip it down here at the end of the chain. Okay, so without the extender, the drop on this is about 7 1/4, and there's about a 3-inch drop. And there's how that looks. It's really pretty. Number 11. There's a fair amount of work that went into that one. We'll do that one for $5. So that's 8 altogether. If you wanted to, well, it's 8 if you buy them separately, but if they're bought separately by different people. If somebody wants to buy these together, number 10 and 11, I'll do the two of them together for $6. You'll have to remind me of that when you email me about it. And remember, just contact me, skeeterjonesthings@gmail.com. You may have seen this in a short. I think this is the first charm of the show. This was a Chico's necklace. It does not have the Chico's branding anywhere on this pendant, but the chain, the necklace chain, had the hang tag on it. And so I cleaned it up, I polished it up. The silver tone on the front is in nice condition. There's a very little bit of copper showing through. The enamel's in beautiful condition. But on the back, the silver tone is really faded out. And you can see the copper there. And then on the bail, you can see some of the copper and some of the silver tone. And I didn't have any hooks that were either of those colors, so the closest thing I could find that would sort of give it a little overall eclectic look was this brass clasp, and then it has a key ring attached to it as well. So this can be either a key holder or a purse charm. I wired these beads, and you can actually, I did a craft with me, you can see how this one was made, but I wired these beads and then attached them with this silver tone ring. So you have all of these different mixed tones of metal with the pretty shades of yellow and green and blue enamel. The little pop of pink right there with the flower. And that is just a very cute purse charm. And somebody can rescue that from going, I guess, in the trash. A lot of people wouldn't be interested in it with all the tone loss on it. But in this case, I think the tone loss actually kind of adds to the look of that one. This is number 12, and it is $10. Okay. This is, if you like coin jewelry, this might be for you. This is very heavy. I think it's brass. It's a really heavy necklace, and it's long. It has little coins on it. Like that one has, you know, this guy, I don't know. Okay, I thought he was laying down. He's sitting up, talking to a bird. And I guess that's him in profile. Without his bird, There's the same guy. And then here is this one. Just the person in silhouette on both sides. And let's see. So this is a guy, I can't tell what he's doing. It looks like he might have a bird tube, I can't really tell. And then the last one, oh, that's the same guy that I can't really tell what he's got going on. And there he is in profile. So this is just over the head. It doesn't have a clasp. The drop is 18 3/4. And I'm actually going to bring over my scale so you can see how heavy this is. So here it is, 52 grams. So that is a pretty substantial necklace. Okay, I gabbed a little bit more and actually wrote the number on it and bagged it up without hitting record. So I got all that messed up. So it's bagged up. It's number 13 for $8. And it is a very heavy, substantial necklace that I think is solid brass, except for maybe the jump rings. Number 13 for $8. And I had already pulled out the next item and started talking when I realized that I had not hit record earlier. So to start over about this piece, I got this from the thrift store where I do the surprises at the thrift store shorts that I put out. So this was in the area where, this is a really pricey thrift store, and everything they sell, you know, they've got a team of people doing tons of research because not a lot gets past them. It's really hard to find deals there, but occasionally you do really find some great stuff. So I had an idea this might be one of those great things, and I'll find out at the same time you do. This was in the area where they have all their little plastic stuff, and it just had that look like this is not fake mother of pearl. It looked to be real. So, and plus it was where all the plastic stuff was. So it was like $1.99. So I decided to go ahead and get it, and I would test it on camera and find out with you. Let me go ahead and give you the measurements and everything first and show you something special about it. It's about 1 3/4 across. It has this really intricate little carving work on it. This nice little scroll work all around the sides with these tiny little flowers and scallops around the edges. This mother of pearl is set in this nice little bezel setting. It's a pin. You can see the pin back is nice and straight, and then it's also a pendant. But then here's one thing that really grabbed my eye about it. This is from Bethlehem, which I thought was pretty cool. And then especially when I looked on the back and saw that, it just has the look like this is probably sterling. So I'll find out at the same time as you. The scratch is looking pretty promising. Didn't expect my acid to fly all over the place. Okay, and it definitely is sterling. Nice. Okay, so we have a nice mother of pearl and sterling pendant from Bethlehem, pendant and brooch. So this one got past their eagle eyes. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch any of my shorts that are titled Surprises at the Thrift Store, and you will know what I mean, because that's where this came from, is that same thrift store. So, see, I lost the bag. Where's my little bag for this one? Here it is. Okay, we are on number 14. And I'm going to do this one for $20. It is absolutely stunning. There we go. Okay, this I showed a while back. I think maybe in the same video where I showed those little silver domes, the earrings and cluster earrings and necklace. So this was a large hoop earring. This was a little pendant. I hung it from the earring like that, bent the post of the earring around to make this loop, and then hung this pendant from it to make a little sort of different bracelet. And there it is. And again, I do not remember the price that I put on it in that video. So if you know what video that is, just let me know when you contact me about it. Hey, in this video you said this other price that was cheaper, and then I'll honor that price. So this is going to be number 15. And we'll just do it for $3. I think it's really cute. That's something, if you're handy and you enjoy doing things like that, anytime you come across just one of these obscenely large hoops, just bend the post around and hang something from it and turn it into a bracelet. Oh, this, I think you might want to know the size on it. It's about 7 3/4, almost an 8. But you have a little bit of adjustability with it. You know, you can bend it just a little. I wouldn't bend it too much because it might weaken those settings of the rhinestones. So there we go. Okay, another purse charm. This is just from little bits and baubles that I put together. This has a skeleton key on it, gunmetal colored. And all of these are little gunmetal rings, gunmetal colored hook or clasp. This came from, I think, an Ann Taylor necklace. It has brass settings. And then this came, I think, from a single earring. Just a little filigree ball. Dark silver tone, maybe a matte silver tone on that. And then you've got your clasp right here. Let's lay that out so you can get a look at it. And I think I had something else I wanted to attach to this. I did. I had meant to attach this tassel to it. So I'll do a little impromptu crafting right now. I meant to add that tassel before I showed this. Before I showed this purse charm. But then I guess went ahead and put it in my bag and forgot to do it. So here we go. Let's close that up. Okay, there it is. Let me straighten that closure up just a little bit. I like it to be nice and even where the ends of the ring come together. There we go, that looks a lot better. Perfect. So here's what it was supposed to look like. There we go. So you have your little blue flower with your rhinestone in the middle. These are just acrylic faux tiger's eye and white and blue rhinestones. Then your little filigree scroll work bead right there, your skeleton key, and then the tassel. And that's the whole look. And this one is number 16, and it's $10. Let me give you an overall length. This one is kind of longer. So from the top of the hook to the bottom of the tassel, this one is close to 7 inches. If you like this one, but that's too long for you, I can take out some of these links on the tassel, and that will make it closer to about 6 inches long. There we go. And now moving along, this was a repair job also. Was it a repair job? I think this was just a cleanup job. It just needed some cleaning. So it's a necklace that has these large hoops that are all attached to each other with these textured sort of paperclip rings, and then these circular rings right here holding all of these larger hoops together. And then it's all suspended from this silver tone chain. Which shows some light wear. A lot of life still left in it. That's a nice statement-y kind of piece. And you will get it for a song. 13-inch drop with a 3-inch extender. And we'll just do this one for $2. It has some life left in it. There's not really any wear on all of the rings and all these hoops and everything. Mostly the only place you're going to see light wear is on the chain up here. What number are we on? 17 and $2. Okay, we'll be testing some more potential sterling with this one, because this is Silpata. It has this little brass, there's the TH right there that's on some of the Silpata pieces. This is a Be Strong little charm with brass around the edges. Here is the Silpata arrow. There we go, right there. And let's see, where's the clasp? There's the clasp, again with the TH right there. And see, I thought there would be, there it is. There's also the 925 right here. So since it's Silpata, you know it actually is sterling, but I just like to test stuff. So here are probably some CZs and then some turquoise right there. So where did my stone get off to? There it is. So we'll do all these charms. This is the rhinestone bar charm. This is, we'll do it just for kicks, but it's brass, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, that's brass. And I don't really know if I can test this Be Strong right here that's in the middle. Can I get a scratch of just that? It's raised up a little bit. Okay, I'm getting something of a scratch. Okay, so that's enough to try it. Here's the setting for the turquoise. We'll do the clasp. And we'll do the chain. So let's check all of this out. So it's all lighting up sterling. That's the bar pendant, bar charm that is, and then the turquoise charm, the clasp, the chain, and the middle of this Be Strong pendant. That's what that is. So you have all the sterling you would expect to see on a silpata piece. There was not any doubt as to whether this would come up positive or not. I just like testing it and showing it so you can be certain what you're getting. Okay, the length on this is a 9-inch drop with a 2-inch extender. Here's a close look at the little charms that are on here. It's very pretty. If you know somebody who's going through something or has come through something, that might be a nice gift for them. And this one is retired. I found that out in my research. This particular design is retired. So the silpata necklace here, number 18, is $15. I'll be listing that for $30 if it doesn't sell here. All sterling. Is all silpata retired? Like, does silpata even still make jewelry? I am not sure of that. So here we are, the next little piece. This one is, this is branded, but I cannot remember what the brand is. This came, I think, in that last assignment lot, special assignment lot from Pat. Charming Charlie, yeah, that's what this one is. So it's, I think, stainless. It's a little heavy to be a base metal. So I think this is stainless, and as I get it untwisted and reclasped, I will give you a length on it. So the drop on this one is 7 inches. It has a 2-inch drop, or a 2-inch extender, I mean, and no wear. Everything's nice and bright. The chain's in great condition. I was just about to craft this out. There's some light surface scratching on the back of these, or that's the front of some of these little circles. The reason I was about to craft it out is it looked like there was a missing spot where one of these little sparklies was missing, and then I looked closer and realized that I was just seeing things because I looked closer and all of the sparklies are there. And that's the design, is it's alternating these little solid, I was about to say silver tone, but I really think it's stainless. So these little solid circles alternating with these sparkly ones with these sort of opal colors. And that's it, with nice bright silver tone, only very light surface scratching. It's nice and pretty. This is sort of what I call like a mini statement. It's not really like bold enough to be what you would normally call a statement necklace, but it's I don't know, it says a little bit more, I guess, than something more understated or delicate. So I call it a mini statement. This is number 19. And we'll just do that one for $3. Try Charming Charlie, sort of opal-ish, and silver stainless necklace. Number 19. Okay, number 20. This is silver tone and little faux amethyst cross. There's not an extender on it. The drop on it is 9 inches. The little cross is just under an inch. And it's this pretty, pretty rich purple. Plain on the back. Little space between, and I don't think there's a missing stone. I think it was made that way, that there's the space between those two little faux stones. A very delicate rope chain and a lobster clasp. Very pretty. That one's number 20. And we'll do number 20 for $2. Okay, moving along. This is Chico's. I think this came in one of those lots also. So I got a lot of lots right there in a row. So some of them some of these pieces I can't remember which lot they came from. But this one did come from a recent lot that I got. So where is that mark? Here it is. There it is, Chico's. And it's gunmetal. Some of the links, or maybe all of the links, have different textures on them, which I think is a nice detail. Have a little bit of the base metal copper showing through, but this is one of those pieces where I think the base metal showing actually adds to the look of the piece, because some of these links and some of these settings are actually silver tone, some are gold tone, so then you also see a little bit of the base metal showing through. It looks, I don't think it was made to look that way, but it looks like it was made to look that way. And actually, we're going to craft again. I just now realized something. That is not the front. That is the back. How did I not see that? I must be losing my mind. So I'll go ahead and take this out and maybe do some impromptu crafting right here. Well, not maybe. I'm saying maybe as I'm actually holding it with my pliers. I am definitely doing some impromptu crafting. So let's see what I can figure out with this one. I'm filming this video far enough ahead of time that I don't have to hurry to get it out. There we go. I don't have to hurry to get it out. So that affords me a little bit of time to do things like impromptu crafting. So let's see what it can do. We want to keep our symmetry. Let me make sure that none of the other things are missing, because I thought I gave it a good look over the first time. Okay, nothing else appears to be missing. So I can move that up to there. Well, then that makes the rest of it not in balance. Let's see. I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to redesign this, and I'll be right back. A Chico's necklace, but I actually need to take the Chico's tag off of it because this has been a restyle and upcycle. And that's because it's a nice necklace. It had lots of other little elements on it that were just too worn, but even though some places on this necklace still show a little wear, like you can see the copper showing through right there. On the back of these rhinestone settings, you can see a little bit of the copper showing through. but overall, this just has a nice look. And I took off the pieces that showed the worst amount of wear, and the rest of it I just restyled into something new. The tassel is not original to the necklace at all, but everything else here is original to the necklace. And here's what it looks like with the restyle. This came in one of those recent craft lots that I got, or maybe not even a craft lot, but just recent lot that I got that included craft items. So here's what it looks like, sort of. This is like just the bottom part of it. And then here's the top part up here. And then I'm going to take off this Chico's tag just because Chico's did not design it this way. So let's give you an overall measurement of it. The drop is 8.5 inches. There's a 3-inch extender. The pendant, which I'm including this square all the way to the bottom of the tassel, is 3 inches. So here's what it is. You have this pendant with the tassel hanging from it, which again is not original to the necklace at all, but the rest of the elements here are all original. And then you have two different types of links. You have these links that are more paperclip sort of, and then these links that are smashed ovals, but all of the links are textured, and then they're hooked together with, it's all gunmetal toned, and they're hooked together with these jump rings. Some of the jump rings, and in some places on these settings, like right here on the top of these little faux prongs, and then, like I said earlier, on the back of those settings, I didn't see any copper showing through on the pendant. There's a little showing through on the lobster clasp. I thought there was, oh, just right here, right next to the lever. And it is a little stiff, but still works fine. And it just deserves to be loved some more. Deserves to have some extra life. So here it is. It's all gunmetal, dark colors. You have these rhinestone settings right here and little faux prong settings. I'm getting all kinds of tongue-tied. And then the little square here, which is about an inch square, with rhinestone in the middle with a halo of smaller rhinestones. And this is not marcasites, it's just textured right there with this dark gunmetal. And then it's also decorative on the back, so I guess it's even, well, no, not really reversible, because if you flipped it over, then you would be seeing the back of these instead of the front. But that's it. And I'm going to go ahead right now and take off these, the Chico's tag, because although these are Chico's elements, Chico's did not design it to look this way. So there we go. The Chico's tag is gone. And here is this piece, which I really like. Actually, I think that's a really nice piece. And as I said, this is going to be number 21. And we will do this one. We're going to do that one for $5. Keep in mind, when you get it, there is a little bit of wear. There is a little copper showing through, as I showed you. And the clasp here is a little stiff, but it works. So there we go with number 21 for $5. I'm hoping to get 30 items all together in this show. I gotta be careful how I bag this up. I don't want to get the tassel all messed up. There we go, number 21 for $5. 22 is a set. Okay, this is gunmetal again with these acrylic faux stones. They're dark red, like garnet, but they are faux stones. This is just acrylic faux stones. And let's see. Yeah, it has smaller little red stones around. That one right there in the middle, and then the 3 hanging down. That's the earrings. And on the necklace, there's a flower in the middle with a little Y drop design, beads hanging down from it like that, with individually wired, again, acrylic, dark red stones. And all the chain and findings and everything is gunmetal. The drop on the necklace is 7 inches with a 3-inch extender. The Y drop here is 2 inches. The earrings are about 1.5 inches. So there's the necklace. Let's get the silicone ear to show you. Oh, hopefully, as of the time I'm recording this, I haven't, you would not have seen the video where I asked for name suggestions for the ear. So if you haven't suggested names for the ear, go ahead and do that. But here's how this looks on. Let me get this out of the way so you can get a clearer look at it. Here we go. Really cute, very pretty. These will be great for like your Christmas parties that are coming up. Christmas will be upon us soon. This looks a lot like highly tarnished silver, but it is not. It's just gunmetal tone. And a stone just fell off, but I am going to fix that. So here it is, stone replaced right there. So there is this set, the earrings and the necklace, number 22. And we'll do this whole little set right here for just $5 for the set. Actually, we'll do that for $4. Cute little set. That would be really cute with your Christmas party outfit. And as I was saying, Christmas will be upon us before you know it. Okay, here's another purse charm. I also did a craft with me on this one too, I think. Yeah, I did. This one was longer ago, but I did do a craft with me on it. This is a J. Crew piece right here from a necklace that was a bunch of these little things kind of strung together side by side. And this AB rhinestone, this stuff was from a bracelet, I believe. And the bracelet had broken, and other elements of it had were just no good anymore. So I just took this little piece of it off, attached it to this hook, and had to rearrange some of these because some of these were, in some of these places were ones that were no good. So I had to take some from the other side of the bracelet and swap them out and put them right here. And then I hung this J. Crew necklace piece from the end of it. And there it is. And the reason I did that, this neon yellow, you know, there's not really a whole lot that neon yellow goes with, but this sort of milky colored rhinestones right here, sort of opal colored rhinestones, just seem to go well with the milky looking ones that were on this strand. So hard to match the neon yellow, but the other colors in here were a good match. And so that's how I ended up putting those together. And that is $10 for number 23. I may not get 7 more items in here. We will see. This is a thrifted piece. This is some Dalmatian jasper, I believe, and a matte gold tone. It does have a little bit of wear, but it's pretty. I like this piece of Dalmatian jasper. It's set in gold tone, and it's a really nice looking gold tone. Not very much wear on it. It's about 2 inches lengthwise and about just over, a hair over an inch wide at its widest place right there. And then you have this chain, which is a matte gold tone. It shows a little bit of wear and needs a wipe down. And it's just a simple necklace that I thought was really pretty. This was a local thrift find. There we go. And it hangs like that. It does not have an extender. Or actually, it does have an extender. What am I saying? It goes, my brain is all over the place today. It's, there we go. Without the extender, it is 7.5 inches drop and a 3-inch extender. It does have a hang tag, but there's nothing on it. It's just a little hammered circle. And the chain is the matte gold tone paperclip style with this hoop in the middle. And then the pendant hangs from another paperclip link. It's just simple, but very pretty. And that's number 24. And that one's going to be just $3, just because that chain has some wear on it. This is a nice piece of Dalmatian jasper. There we go. Okay, here's another purse chain. I don't remember if I did a craft with me for this one or not. This is some more of that crystal from Carol at RV Butterfly. And then silver tone tassel hanging down at the bottom. These elements came from, these little flowers and this little tassel came from that Trifari upcycle necklace with the black faceted glass beads that I showed earlier. These little flowers and this tassel were original to that necklace. And I moved them over to this purse charm and I wired these crystals and added those, and then of course put it on the silver tone clip. And that one is number 25 for $10. And now we have some art glass. This came from, I think, Jeanette. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it did. So this is like a deep rose colored glass beads and black glass beads. And then here are some little like twisted glass, black glass with the gold glitter inside. Then a sort of a rose quartz color. You have hematite and these clear glass with the gold tone edging. Just a lot of nice, rich, pretty colors. And then this teardrop is black glass with some sort of bronze glitter colored inside, suspended from, again, these sort of rose colored small seed beads, and they're all glass as well. And then it hangs like this. That's the front, and I guess you could flip it over if you just wanted the plain black side to show. The overall length on it is about 9 inches, and then the pendant is about 3 inches. The extender is just over an inch. There's a little bit of copper showing. Was it copper? No, it was just a reflection, I guess. I thought there was some copper showing right here on the side of the lobster clasp, but it is not. So that looks nice. And right here, these are alternating, the little round beads with the pink bicones. These are nice fall and winter colors, I think. The different shades of the deeper rose and then the lighter rose tone and the bronze glitter along with the black. I think that looks really, really nice. Number 26. And this one is going to be $5. Next is a pair of earrings that I got a while back from Christina. Christina Resells. I got these from her because I had a specific craft project in mind, and then after I got them, they didn't fit the project that I had planned for them. So I'm going to offer them up here. I don't remember what I paid her for them, but they have this holographic iridescent foil sort of encased in acrylic. And then this black tone around the edges, around the setting, and black hooks. These might go well with your Halloween look. They're long statement earrings. They are just a touch over 2 inches, maybe 2.5. Let me look at that again. Yeah, including the top of the hook, they're about 2.5 inches to the bottom right here. But you can see through them, but then also they're holographic like that, iridescent, mostly shades of like pinky peach and like greenish. And then the top surface is faceted and then flat on the back and mounted in these sort of bezel style in these little settings. I don't remember what I paid for them, but I will throw them out here. Let's see, number 27. I'll put them here for, let's do those for $4. Not a thing wrong with them. They're still on the card that Christina sent them to me on. And again, the only thing wrong with them is just they weren't suited for the project that I got them for, that I thought they would be suited for. But there they are. And let's see, number 28. Number 28? Yeah. I have this bag of little extras right here. And I'm only going to pull two things out of here. Oh, here's something that I've shown before. I'm dropping stuff all over the place. Okay, these are something I've made and shown before, and they didn't sell. The purse charm that I showed along with these, this has been a while now. The purse charm I sold with these sold a while back. These came from a J. Crew necklace, and actually I think I got this necklace also from Christina. This is about almost 2.5 inches long, and it's just graduated green acrylic stones. The little flower hanging down at the bottom. And that's it. And I attached clips to those. So these are clip earrings. These are brand new clips that I attached to the back. So let's get the ear out and show you how they look. And there it is. And these actually also might be nice for Christmas. Lots of movement there. And a dark, sort of jewel-toned green. Acrylic stones and these regular, just brass J. Crew settings. And I am out of bags. Am I out of bags? No, here's one right here. So number 28, these will be. And we are going to do those for $5. J. Crew Upcycle earrings. $129 is another pair from that same necklace. I took these settings and put them on hooks and added these bronze colored faceted beads. These, I think, are the last two items. That was a monster of a necklace, meaning not that it was terrible, but it was a large necklace. It had a lot of stuff to work with on it. And I think the earrings I just finished showing, and then these, I think, are the last items left from that necklace. So here's what these look like on. And it's a deep green. Yeah, I made a lot of stuff from that necklace. It had a bunch going on with it. These are about, well, not about, they're exactly about 1.75 inches long. And they're very dimensional. They stick out. And these are acrylic stones. So these were a lot quicker to make and had less material I had to buy to go with them. Let's do these for $4. And then the very last item is a brooch. A beautiful fall brooch, which I think I have shown this before also. It's unbranded, I think. Yes, it is unbranded. It has a nice straight pin. It's a vintage brooch. Brass. Not brass tone. It doesn't have tone on it. It's just brass, I believe. And look at the detail on those leaves. This is gorgeous for this season. It is big. It's 4 inches long, and at its widest, about 2.5 inches wide. And you have the leaves on these stems with, I guess, what should mimic a little vine, I guess, wrapping around the stems. And you have all of this veining throughout the leaves, and it's dimensional. You can see there. Very detailed and very pretty. This is one that's a shame it's not signed. Somebody should get credit for that. It's really beautiful. The pin is nice and straight, like I said, and then the closure works perfectly. Right there. And there it is. And that is number 30. So I made it. I got 30 items. We'll do this beautiful brooch for $5. And we made it to 30. So here are this week's items. And as always, I appreciate all the time that you spend watching the things that I bring to you every week. Please make sure you go check out all the other channels I mentioned. And I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it out to some friends of yours that you think might also enjoy it. Leave me a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.